Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 181 of Sonic Boom TV. Let's talk about Whatnot. So, as I mentioned in my last video, I kind of discovered Whatnot. I've heard of it for a while, but never really checked it out, never knew what it was. Um, and last week, I decided to go on there. I guess it was last week or the week before one of them. Go on there and just see what it was. See if they had any people selling records. See if they had any people selling comic stuff and, action figures or whatever else that I like to put all around my apartment. And, excuse me, came across this guy selling records, and it's a company, but he is their, or at least one of their people who sell for them. They have a page and they sell records, and from what I'm figuring out is that every time they do a show, it's a certain amount of records that they put out for at a certain starting range most of the time, and then some of them are a little bit more random where the starting price varies. They have a lot of copies of stuff. Don't know where they get them from. I seen Walmart records in their stuff. I've seen Target records in their stuff, and I've seen other stuff. Everything that they have that I've seen so far seems to be less than super popular as far as the rock stuff goes. But then there's like pop stuff that, like, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande and stuff like that I see in there that they get a lot too. So maybe that was just stuff that they were overproduced and they have too many copies out there. So they, maybe they bought a wholesale lot of stuff from the record companies or something. That's all I can think that they're doing. So anyway, they've had a couple $5 shows, and the first one that I saw, I didn't get to get anything because I was tapped out that week, and this time it was at the end of that week, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get something because I gotta, I'm just gonna get one, and we'll go from there. And then at the end it was at the end of the show, and he said that there would be a buyers only giveaway, and they do a lot of giveaway stuff on there too, and so the giveaway was only like 10-15 minutes after I finished my got my first one, and then I won. And it was funny because I was like, there was only like 10 people in the room, or the thing, the auction site, and it started off there was 8, and I was like, oh, I got a good chance of winning that, so I'm just gonna stick around. And then he kept saying, oh, I'm gonna wait a few minutes, and it got up to 10, and I was like, oh man, now I got a 10% chance of winning. And it went to 11 or 12, something like that, and I just posted in there, hey man, you're ruining my odds, or something like that. And as soon as I said that, he said, okay, I'm gonna run the free thing, and the names went by, boom, my name came up, and people were like, yeah, you ruined his odds, or something like that. So I won, and I'll show you what I got. Came from, this says a girl's name. It says Jessica somebody. It's a long name, from Florida, and but that wasn't the guy that was doing the show. So I think the girl must own the business, and he's just one of the people that does the shows. But anyway, they came in a decent box. It's a little banged up right there, but that's for the mail. But I'm gonna be able to reuse this box for something. Flip top, whatever. I pulled this out just to make sure, but they had it wrapped in bubble wrap, and I got 2 records. I'm gonna show you the one I bought. And the one I bought was actually $10. Okay, so the first one I bought was Escape the Fate, I Am Human. I only have one of their albums. It's on CD, and I don't know if I've even listened to it. I know I bought it used, but I just thought that this would be pretty good for some sort of heavy metal album. It's very plain cover. Don't know anything about this one. It's got 14 songs on it. It came out in 2017. And I looked it up on Discogs, and it's only worth $22. So I paid $10 on that one. But let's open it up. The guy was like talking, like once I got it, he was saying that how much he loved this band and everything. I mean, he could have just been blowing smoke, as a salesperson would do. But I'm gonna take a shot on it. So let's see what we got on the inside of it. Pull that out. Oh, there looks like there's a download card too. So yes, we've got. Cover that up. Escape the Fate download card. So I'll have the MP3s of that later on today. Cover. Printed inner sleeve. Lyrics on it. Those guys look a little bit emo cool to me. And the record is black. So I don't know. I've heard of this band before. I think they're probably kind of popular, and maybe one of those bands that are too popular to be metal, kind of thing. I'm not sure. But I got this, so I'll check this out and the CD that I have by them. Pretty good. Escape the Fate. I Am Human. Oh, let me read off some of the tracks. Beautifully Tragic, Broken Heart, 4-letter word, I Will Make It Up to You. Bleed for Me, Do You Love Me? I Am Human. If Only, Empire, Recipe for Disaster, Riot, Digging My Own Grave, Resistance, and Let Me Be. I read all the songs. So, there you go. Then, when the free one came around, I said, that I was going to do it, and the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. The Beach Boys, Pet Sounds 50th, stereo, wait a minute. Beach Boys, Pet Sounds 50th, I guess it's supposed to say anniversary, and in stereo. Now, I haven't looked this one up because I just got it today, and there's a little bit of confusion as to what it is, because there's a stereo version that's actually the mono version, and there's whatever. So I don't know what it's worth. It's probably 25, something like that, new. I don't know. And then it's got the hype sticker that maybe adds to a different version of it. I don't know. But let's open this one up too. Where did I do my little thingy? This is an album that people think is the greatest album, one of the greatest albums of all time. It's always on those lists and everything. But I gotta say, I don't think so. There are some good songs on this for sure, but I think there's other better Beach Boys albums than this. So we've got stereo, and I never owned this. I might have it on CD, but I've never owned it on vinyl, and I never bought it. If I have it on CD, it was something I either got free, or maybe I got it out of a collection or something, but I never went out to buy it. I don't know why. Maybe because it's one of those things. It's people think it's so famous that you don't want to do it. You don't want to be part of the club for a while. But it's got Wouldn't It Be Nice? You Still Believe in Me? That's Not Me. Don't Talk. Put Your Head on My Shoulder. I'm Waiting for the Day. Let's Go Away for a While. Sloop John B. God Only Knows. I Know There's an Answer. Here Today. I Just Wasn't Made for These Times. Pet Sounds, and Caroline No. Wouldn't It Be Nice? Sloop John B. and God Only Knows are the only 3 songs I know on it. But I do have a lot of Beach Boys albums that I got. I came into a bunch of them. The side lights got to go, y'all. I came into a bunch of them at a thrift store one day. I had already had 5 or 6, and then I got like 10 of them at the thrift stores, which included a couple live albums, some hits albums or whatever. But I've got a lot of Beach Boys stuff now. And then I bought that one that they had at Walmart with it's like a yellow and orange cover, and it's like a hits thing too. So I have a good bit of Beach Boys. There's no running out of that. So I have probably had more Beach Boys albums than anybody else because of that day that I bought all those albums by them, as far as on vinyl. So they're not my favorite, but they're one of my favorites. And I did see them live 20 years ago, probably. We went to they played at a casino, and we went, and I don't know, we just went. So anyway, so back to Whatnot. I think Whatnot's kind of cool because not just because of the free stuff you can get, because there's a lot of shows that do giveaways, and that's great, but it's why I think it's better than eBay is because in most cases you can see the person that's selling to you. It gives you an idea, hey, is this person trustworthy or not? It gives you a little bit more of that. Anybody can be an actor and screw you over, but so can the buyers. But at least you get to see who it is, see where it's coming from, get a feel for what they're selling. You can actually see what you're getting most of the time too, unless they have like a big lot of stuff that maybe you're not going to see it all. But a lot of times if the records are open, you can ask them to show it, and they'll show it, right up to the screen as best you can see. But you can see whether the covers are damaged or whatever. So it's kind of cool. I mean, it's addictive, especially if you think once you win one thing, you'll want to win again. It's just, I think that's the nature of things. That's how people get caught on gambling. There's a lot of different shows. They're on at different times. You gotta catch them. But if you find someone that gives away stuff, and you want to try to win, you got to get somebody that does it a lot. Like a lot of people will put one item up for sale, and then do an auction, a giveaway, and then once that sells, they might do another giveaway, there's different ways they do it, and it's really cool. But if you got an hour where you're sitting there and you're watching TV or something, but you're bored of whatever you're watching, open up your phone and just join the giveaways or whatever, and then you gotta leave it on the page, because if you're not on the page when they do it, and it usually runs about once they do a giveaway, it's about 5 minutes, I think it runs, and then it'll pop up on the screen and it'll scroll through the names, and whoever's the last one wins. Now, one thing I've learned, some of them because it starts off real slow, so you can see the first couple of names. If you see your name there, don't get too frustrated, because a lot of times it'll scroll through and your name will pop up again. I saw one this morning where I don't know what the guy's name was, but it was a little short name, so it was easy to. I saw him at the beginning of the thing. It scrolled through, and then you could see that when it gets to the end, it slows down again, and you could see the third, the fourth, the fourth, third, second, and whoever the winner is. That guy had the top two. His same name was number 2 and number 1. So I don't know how it randomizes these things, and I think some pages I've noticed you never see your name more than once. Some you do. So I don't know how it works, but maybe it depends on how many people are in the thing to begin with, because maybe if there's over 100, you need to fill it up, or if there's less than 100, I mean, they might have to fill up a certain amount of slots for the thing to work. So maybe you get in there more than once. I don't know. But I've won quite a bit of stuff so far in the last week. Nothing too expensive. But, if you're into records, if you're into gaming, if you're into video games, or, comic books or toys or anything they sell all kind of junk on there. You can win, and who doesn't want to win, right? And it kind of helps out as far as getting that collector's bug that you get, where you gotta okay, I've been sitting around for 3 days and I haven't bought a record, or I haven't bought a comic book or whatever. Well, maybe you win one and you got something come to your door and you feel like you did something. So, I mean, I'm saying you should support these people if you can, but they're doing this giveaway to bring attention to their pages. So you're doing your part by being there. Now, there are some people that'll never buy anything, and that's not true, because today I went back to the guy that I got these records from, and he had another $5 show. And he wasn't doing, I think he did one giveaway on the thing, but I wanted to see what he had, so I had to wait for him to go through all of his records like twice before I could see everything that was for today, or most of the stuff he had for today anyway. And there was actually 3 that I wanted, but I passed on one for now because I've seen it on there a few times. But there was one that was in the $10 show that he did last week, and then there was one that I can't remember what it was, but it was another one that I wanted when I saw it. I had never seen before, and I've only saw the one copy, and that was the first one that I got that I saw that I wanted was a Snow Patrol album. They're kind of alternative rock. They're not one of my favorites, but I love this album cover that they have. It's got like this eagle-looking thing coming down at you. Really cool looking cover. I don't know any of the songs on it. I haven't listened to Snow Patrol in like 10, 11 years probably, but I wanted that one, and I think I got it for $8 because it started at $5 and there was like 4 bids. But it was fast. I thought I was the first person in, and apparently I was not. But I was the last person, and so I got it for $8, and they only charged me like 70 cents for shipping for some reason on that one. But the other one that I'd never seen anywhere on his thing, and I didn't even know this album existed because I thought they broke up a long time ago. But it was a band called That Dog, and it's THATDOG period. And it's the first thing I'll have on them and on vinyl. I don't know what the name of the album was, but it was one I've never seen before. It's got like a drawing of a face on it. It's like a kind of stick man type drawing. It's not very detailed or anything like that. So that one I got for $6, but they charged me $3 and something shipping. So I don't know, maybe the first one that you get, you pay regular shipping, and then the second one you get reduced. I guess that's how it's worked. So for $14, I got the 2 records that'll be coming to me, and then the shipping makes it about $20 or so. So that's good. So that guy got a little bit of money from me today. I didn't get anything free, but that doesn't mean I'm not going back on there in a little while. So anyway, if you're bored and you got time, and you collect stuff, check it out, because you could just find what you like. Say I like Matchbox cars or Hot Wheels. You go on that part, it'll be die-cast cars. That's what it'll be. And if there's a show that's active, it'll pop up at the top, and you can see right at the bottom whether or not it says giveaways or whatever their pricing is. And a lot of people have cheap stuff, so you might want to even look at that, because you could find stuff that's, if you see it on eBay, it's $10, but one of these whatnot people might sell it for $3 or $4. So it's a better way, I think, than eBay, and you're protected as far as I know, just like you are on eBay. They have all kind of rules and everything that they have to follow, the sellers and the buyers and all that stuff. But anyway, you go through, you see that first show, and if it doesn't look like it's interesting to you, they're not selling something at the time, just scroll up, and then the next one will pop up, and there'll be a yellow button at the bottom, whether it's a sale or a giveaway, and you decide to click on it. If it's a giveaway, you have to stay. You have to stay in the room until it goes off, and like I said, it's going to be 5 minutes, so you could do, if there's somebody that gives away consistently, you might get 5 or 10 of them in an hour that they do, and maybe more, who knows. It just depends on how fast they reset it, though. And so check it out. I mean, you can't can't really lose unless the person rips you off or something. So, some kind of way. But that's with anything. You can do that on eBay or in real life. Somebody could, hand you the record and it not be what they say it is. So anyway, just wanted to talk about that and how I think it's a pretty good deal. I don't know, like, if you want to be a seller on there, I don't know anything about doing that. I don't know what the rules are. I'm assuming there is a fee. I don't know if it's more or less than eBay, but eBay also charges you fees on other things that, like, on the tax, and they charge you, all kind of mess. That's why I don't sell on eBay anymore. But check it out. Whatnot. It might be a cool thing for you. Escape the Fate. Beach Boys. Pet Sounds. I'm going to listen to these in a little while. And that's it for this episode. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.